Hi, my loves, and welcome to your Cosmic Weather Report for the week ahead. Now, before I get too deep into this week's report, which does have a lot of big energy in it, I want to give you a little reminder that if you are feeling exhausted, emotional, uncertain, unsure, as though everything is shifting and changing and not a lot makes sense anymore, it's because it is, and it doesn't make that much sense at the moment. We have never, ever before in our lifetimes experienced the energy that we're experiencing at the moment. And so it's new to all of us. And our systems at the moment are trying to kind of regulate and upgrade so that we can come onto the new vibrational frequency that's happening. And so just try to go with what's happening as much as you can. If you're feeling tired, rest. That's your soul saying to you, I need you to stop rushing around now in the noise of the outside world, because as we're rushing, but the world is only going to get quicker, right? It's only going to get quicker. And the more we engage with the speed and the noise and the kind of busyness of the outside world, the more we move away from our souls and therefore from the peace and the quiet and the certainty and the anchor within. So if you're feeling a lot, rather than go out there and try and do things and fix things, go in here and just slow down and get quiet and get still and rest and nourish and take care of yourself. And that is going to be one of the really big themes of this week. This week, if nothing else, is going to really in many ways force you to slow down, to go inwards, to love and to care for and respect yourself and what you're feeling and what you're going through and what you need right now in these huge times on earth, as everything is shifting and changing and moving. So the Astro Week begins on Monday, which is also my birthday. And so if you want to give me any kind of little gift on my birthday, it would mean the world if you would either like or subscribe or share this or the podcast. If I've helped you in any way over the past year, let me know how. I always love to know. I say this often, but because everything I do is behind a screen, I record it at home on my own in my living room. I put it out there. I hope someone out there listens. But I don't get to necessarily kind of see it happen. And so I always love it when I meet you and you give me your stories and you tell me about how these help you. So yeah, if you want to give me a little gift, let us know and I receive it with gratitude and all of my heart. But also on this same day, the Lionsgate Portal opens. Now, this is a magical manifestation portal that opens every year from around the 28th of July to the 12th of August. It peaks at 8/8 on the 8th of August. And it aligns with the rising of the star Sirius. Now, Sirius is our spiritual sun. And so through this 2-week period, as we move through this big energetic portal, this allows you to access more of your soul self and to gain a deeper understanding around your infinite purpose and potential and what you are here for. It's when high vibrational frequencies and energy come into the earth that will help us with the upgrade I mentioned at the beginning, as we begin to align now with more and more of our soul self. So it's almost like your soul gets to almost download more. And so you might find a lot more signs, synchronicities, intuitive nudges. You might also find your soul speaking to you really loudly about this isn't the place you're meant to be to do what you're here to do. Like, this is what you've got to shift and move and change and begin and initiate and create. And so it's just this really beautiful portal where we can align with our souls. So what I would really love to ask you to do is throughout this portal, just pray to your soul self every day. Please show me the way. Please show me what to do. This is what I'm struggling with. Please help me. Show me more of my purpose. Show me what I can do here at these times. Have that conversation with your soul self. And as much as you can, try to visualize and feel these high frequency energies coming in. Our human systems are trying to kind of fight them a little bit as they don't understand them, but your soul knows. And so imagine that high frequency energy coming in, receive it, allow it to do what it needs to do within you. Now, on the same day, we get Venus sextile Chiron, which is really interesting and will make a lot more sense in the coming days. But Venus meeting Chiron on the day that the Lionsgate Portal opens is really asking us to work through our worth wounds. because it's your wounds around your worth and you not believing that you're good enough that will prevent you from either manifesting what it is that you want in your life or from ever fully becoming your soul self, because you won't allow all of you to come through and shine, because there'll always be that little voice that tells you to like dim down a bit here, don't say that there, don't act like that there. So Venus meeting Chiron on this day is about part of the journey now as we move through this portal is to really work on those worth wounds. Now this is going to go a layer deeper then on Wednesday when Chiron stations retrograde. So Chiron is an asteroid known as the wounded healer, and Chiron shows us the wounding that we've come into this lifetime to go through, to learn from. So it really shows us how to find wisdom in our wounds and purpose in our pain, and how we can use and alchemize what we go through as a way then to support and help others going through the same. Now, Chiron has been in Aries since April 2018. And as Chiron moves through Aries, as a collective, Chiron's been working with us around our self-worth, our worth wounds, showing us where we don't feel wanted, needed, on purpose. Well, I've got nothing to give, I've got nothing to offer. It's really been kind of taking us through that over the last few years. Now, as Chiron stations retrograde, it asks us to kind of internalize that energy, to look within. And what we're going to find over this retrograde period, and bear in mind as well, Chiron is joining. We've already got Mercury retrograde, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto. We've already got a lot of retrograde planets. So we're already really being called inwards, which is part of the exhaustion we're feeling as the planets now say, slow down, come in, come in, come in. So Chiron retrograde is going to ask you to really look at your insecurities or wounds that stop you from being you. That little voice in your head that says, as I mentioned earlier, oh, don't say that, or they'll think that, or don't behave like that, or they'll think that, oh, don't do that, or they'll judge you, oh, you're too much, you're not enough, and all the little stories that go on in there. And it's going to show you where you do or don't do certain things in order to be accepted, where you shrink yourself in order to try to be a version of you that you think is acceptable, and ask you to really begin to heal all of that. Because as I've told you all many, many, many times, your main purpose in the world is to be you. And while you're not being you, you can't fulfill your purpose. And what prevents you from being you is your worth wounds, those little wounds that tell you that you're not enough, or you're too much, or you have got nothing to offer, or you're not good enough for that. And it's showing us that that's what's going to stop you from really manifesting in this Lionsgate portal. So as much as it's going to feel like very intense energy, it's a beautiful energy, because you're being shown in clarity. This is what stops you from ever fully getting what you want or being who you're here to be, so that you can heal it and move beyond it. Now, Thursday then, I'm going to need to speed up a bit to get all of the rest of this week in for you. Thursday then, Venus moves into Cancer. Now, this is going to be tender. This is going to feel tender. This is going to amplify your vulnerabilities and insecurities so that you can't ignore them. It's going to make them so obvious that maybe you ignore them all the time. You put that front on and be like, well, I don't care anyway, and I'm not bothered anyway, where it really hurts deep. You know, sometimes we put up that kind of bit of a wall to kind of hide the fact that we're hurting, and we try to mask it, and therefore we ignore it. We're not going to be able to do that in this kind of Venus in Cancer with all this other energy going on. So it's going to amplify that vulnerability, the insecurity, the tender wounded spots in you, so that you can go there, be with them, hold them, heal them. But it's also going to bring a much deeper intimacy and heartfelt connections. So this is a time when we can really seek support from our trusted friends. We can have those deeper meaningfuls with our family members or our loved ones or our partners. We can really find that closeness in admitting a vulnerability. I guarantee this happens a lot on retreats. When one person admits a vulnerability, you find that we all normally share the same vulnerabilities, and then we're all like, oh, thank God, me too. Oh, I thought there was only me that felt like that, and you feel like that too. And it helps us to see the human in everybody. We're all fighting the same battles. We've all got the same vulnerabilities. We've all got the same deep-rooted fears that I believe are given to us by society. And so when we can have those deep and tender and meaningful conversations and admit our vulnerabilities in a safe space, we find then they lose a lot of our power, a lot of their power over us. So this is a beautiful time now for deepening intimacy, deeper connection. It's also a wonderful time for nurturing, for caring, not only for others, but also for yourself. So what do you need? What do I need? What do we all need right now so that we can really hold each other's vulnerabilities and tenderness, and together we can help heal it? It's going to be a really beautiful time for that. Now, Friday, then, we get to close off this week of big energy. We get the first quarter moon in Scorpio on the same day that Venus squares Saturn and Neptune, on the same day as Lammas. So let me first talk to you about that first quarter in Scorpio. If you've tried to hide from any of this week's energies, come the end of the week and the weekend, you will not be able to. If you've gone out there and got caught up in the busyness of the world because you've gone, oh yeah, no, I don't want to feel this because it doesn't feel nice, and I don't want to admit my vulnerabilities, and I don't want to feel insecure, and you put that mask on and you've gone out there into the world and you pretended, you're going to feel it at the end of the week. The first quarter in Scorpio is going to bring an intensity that will help you to see the truth. It will take you on a deep dive into self that you cannot ignore or avoid. It's going to bring all that stuff up. So if you've been looking at it through the week and holding it gently and tenderly and allowing it to come through, you're going to see this as a big opportunity then for growth. A real potential for growth will come with this day. If you've been masking, avoiding, ignoring, shutting down, it's going to come up, because you need to look at this, especially at this time on earth. We need to look at our own wounds and our hurt so that we stop projecting them onto other people or making others the cause for that. We need to really bring our healing back. So this first quarter in Scorpio is going to mean that you can't avoid or ignore anymore. It's going to help you to see the truth. As Venus then meets Saturn and Neptune, this is going to help you to really look at boundaries that you need to set in your life, the foundations that your life is currently being built upon, and ask you, are they serving you? Are these foundations real and true? Do you have a trusted support network? How are your inner foundations? How well do you look after yourself? How well do you care for yourself? Where are those walls you've been putting up? Where are those masks you've been wearing? And can we begin to now really come to and find a deep foundation of truth within? If you can't be honest with yourself, you can't be honest with anyone else. If you can't love yourself, you can't fully and truly love anyone else. If you can't care for yourself, you can never fully care for others. So this is about now the foundation of deep intimacy, vulnerability, love, care, and connection with yourself, and therefore with others. Now, Lammas also comes on this day. This is the cross-quarter festival that comes exactly halfway between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. It's the peak of summer, but as well as the peak of summer being there, we also start to see the first little signs of autumn coming in. So this is a time for gratitude for what you have in your life, for really celebrating summer and life and all that you've got, giving thanks for all that it is that you've got. And it's also then about gathering that inner harvest. What do I need to gather in to ensure that I've got what it is that I need to start to prepare to go into autumn and therefore move down into winter? And so as you start to notice all the berries ripening and nature's giving of everything now, nature's in full abundance. Here's everything I've got. Take it, enjoy it, work with it. We'll see those first little signs of autumn coming in. And this is a sign that nothing lasts forever. Everything is in a constant change and flux. And this is also something you may feel, particularly around these days with Venus being in Cancer. Because Venus in Cancer can sometimes have us kind of looking back at the good old days. And Lammas happening around Venus moving into Cancer is a reminder that these are the good old days. You'll never be as young and as fit and as healthy as you are right now. You know, these are the good old days. These are the days that we'll look back on one day and go, oh, remember the good old days. Like we look back now on our years when we're young and go, oh, they were the good old days. But at the time we didn't appreciate it. So know that a future version of you is going to look back on the you now and go, oh, those were the good old days. So this is a reminder to enjoy everything that you've got right now. Celebrate it, enjoy it, be present in it, really, really be there and know that these are the good old days that we will look back on. 10 seconds to go. I fit it all in for you. Thank you again so much for being part of this community. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll be back next week.